The 11th utterance, every person in mankind should accept the observation of my spirit, should closely scrutinize their every word and action, and, moreover, should look upon my wondrous deeds. How do you feel at the time of the kingdom's arrival on earth? When my sons and people stream to my throne, I formally commence judgment before the great white throne. Which is to say, when I begin my work on earth in person, and when the era of judgment nears its end, I start to direct my words to the entire universe, and release the voice of my spirit to the entire universe. Through my words, I will wash clean all the people and things among all that is in heaven and on earth, so that the land is no longer filthy and licentious, but is a holy kingdom. I will renew all things, so that they will be provided for my use, so that they will no longer bear the earthy breath, and no longer be stained with the flavor of the ground. On earth, man has groped for the goal and origins of my words, and has observed my deeds, yet no one has ever truly known the origins of my words, and no one has ever truly beheld the wondrousness in my deeds. It is only today, when I personally come among man and speak my words, that man has a little knowledge of me, removing the place for me in their thoughts, instead creating a place for the practical God in their consciousness. Man has conceptions and is full of curiosity. Who would not want to see God? Who would not wish to encounter God? Yet the only thing that occupies a definite place in man's heart is the God that man feels is vague and abstract. Who would realize this if I did not tell them plainly? Who would truly believe that I indeed exist? Surely without a hint of doubt. There is a vast difference between the me in man's heart and the me of reality, and no one is capable of drawing comparisons between them. If I did not become flesh, man would never know me, and even if he came to know me, wouldn't such knowledge still be a conception? Each day I walk among the unceasing flow of people, and each day I operate within every person. When man truly sees me, he will be able to know me in my words, and will grasp the means by which I speak as well as my intentions. When the kingdom formally arrives on earth, what, among all things, is not silent? Who, among all people, is not afraid? I walk everywhere throughout the universe world, and everything is personally arranged by me. At this time, who does not know that my deeds are wonderful? My hands uphold all things, yet I am also above all things. Today, is not my incarnation and my personal presence among man the true meaning of my humility and hiddenness? Outwardly, many people applaud me as good, and praise me as beautiful, but who truly knows me? Today, why do I ask that you know me? Is my aim not to shame the great red dragon? I do not wish to force man to praise me, but to make him know me, through which he will come to love me, and thus praise me. Such praise is worthy of its name, and is not empty talk. Only praise such as this can reach my throne and soar into the skies. Because man has been tempted and corrupted by Satan, because he has been taken over by the thinking of conceptions, I have become flesh in order to personally conquer all of mankind, to expose all the conceptions of man, and to tear apart the thinking of man. As a result, man no longer parades about in front of me, and no longer serves me using his own conceptions, and thus the me in man's conceptions is completely dispelled. When the kingdom comes, I first of all begin this stage of work, and I do so among my people. Being my people who are born in the county of the great red dragon, surely there is not only a little, or a part, of the great red dragon's venom within you. Thus, this stage of my work is primarily focused on you, and this is one aspect of the significance of my incarnation in China. Most people are unable to grasp even a fragment of the words I speak, and when they do, their understanding is hazy and muddled. This is one of the turning points of the method by which I speak. If all people were able to read my words and understand their meaning, then who among man could be saved, and not cast down into Hades? When man knows me and obeys me will be when I rest, and will be the very time that man is able to grasp the meaning of my words. Today, your stature is too small, it is almost pitifully small, not even worthy of mention, to say nothing of your knowledge of me. Though I say the angels have begun to be sent forth to shepherd my sons and people, no one is able to understand the meaning of my words. When I personally come among man, the angels simultaneously begin the work of shepherding, and during the time of the angels' shepherding, all the sons and people not only receive trials and shepherding, but are also able to behold, with their own eyes, the occurrence of all kinds of visions. Because I work directly in divinity, everything enters into a new beginning, and because this divinity works directly, it is not the slightest bit constrained by humanity, and seems to man to operate freely under supernatural circumstances. Yet, to me, all is normal. Man believes it is supernatural because he has never encountered divinity directly, it is possessed of none of the conceptions of man, and is untainted by human meaning. People will only see this when they all enter onto the right track, because now is the beginning. When it comes to his entry, man has many shortcomings, and such failings and opacity can hardly be avoided. Today, since I have led you to this point, I have made fitting arrangements, and have my own aims. If I were to tell you of them today, would you truly be able to know them? I am well acquainted with the thoughts of man's mind and the wishes of man's heart. Who has never looked for a way out for themselves? Who has never thought of their own prospects? Yet even though man is possessed of a rich and prismatic intellect, who was able to predict that, following the ages, the present would turn out as it has? Is this really the fruit of your own subjective efforts? Is this the payment for your tireless industry? Is this the beautiful tableau envisaged by your mind? If I did not guide all mankind, who would be able to separate themselves from my arrangements and find another way out? Is it the thoughts and wishes of man that have brought him to today? Many people go their whole lives without having their wishes fulfilled. Is this really because of a fault in their thinking? Many people's lives are filled with unexpected happiness and satisfaction. Is this really because they expect too little? Who of the whole of mankind is not cared for in the eyes of the Almighty? Who does not live in the midst of the Almighty's predestination? Whose birth and death come from their own choices? Does man control his own fate? Many people cry out for death, yet it is far away from them. Many people want to be those who are strong in life and fear death, yet unbeknownst to them, the day of their demise draws near, plunging them into the abyss of death. Many people look to the skies and sigh deeply. Many people cry great, wailing sobs. Many people fall amidst trials, and many people become the prisoners of temptation. Though I do not appear in person to allow man to behold me clearly, many people fear seeing my face, deeply afraid that I will strike them down, that I will snuff them out. Does man truly know me, or does he not? No one can say for sure. Is this not so? You fear both me and my chastisement, yet you also stand up and openly oppose me and pass judgment on me. Is this not the case? That man has never known me is because he has never seen my face or heard my voice. Thus, even though I am within man's heart, are there any in whose heart I am not hazy and indistinct? Are there any in whose heart I am perfectly clear? I do not wish for those who are my people to also see me vaguely and opaquely, and thus I embark upon this great work. I quietly come among man, and I softly depart. Has anyone ever seen me? Is the sun able to see me because of its burning flames? Is the moon able to see me because of its lustrous clarity? Can the constellations see me because of their place in the sky? When I come, man does not know, and all things remain ignorant, and when I depart, still man is unaware. Who can bear testimony to me? Could it be the praise of the people on earth? Could it be the lilies blossoming in the wild? Is it the birds flying in the sky? Is it the lions roaring in the mountains? No one can fully witness me. No one can do the work that I will do. Even if they did do this work, what effect would it have? Each day I observe every action of many people, and each day I search the hearts and minds of many people. Never has anyone escaped my judgment, and never has anyone divested themselves of the reality of my judgment. I stand above the skies and look into the distance. Innumerable people have been struck down by me, yet so, too, do countless people live amid my mercy and loving kindness. Do you also not live under such circumstances? March 5, 1992.